the year kind of goes full circle almost always, right? And what has the main critics of Brock Purdy been is that he's a dink and dunk quarterback and he doesn't throw the ball deep and it's screens and it's all this stuff. But man, you look at just what, you know, Patrick Mahomes has done, and he's incredible. This is not a slight to Patrick Mahomes. But if you applied every single critique that, the naysayers of Brock Purdy say about him this year, they apply to Patrick Mahomes 1,000 times more, 1,000 times more than they do Brock Purdy. So let's. I'm doing this I'm doing this live. So I apologize if some of these stats don't pull up, but let's do this, okay? Here's just simple passing, pressure and depth and all that stuff. Here we go. Here's passing depth. So far this year, this is 2023 regular postseason. Patrick Mahomes has completed 22 of 72 pass attempts over 20 yards deep. 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So throwing the ball deep, 22 of 72, that's 30% completion percentage. 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Now, let's look up the man Brock Purdy as I type this in my non-professional whatever. He's completed 33 of 53. He's completed 11 more with 19 fewer pass attempts, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. Do you see what I'm saying? Like and again, I don't buy into this whole like narrative of like, oh, Brock Purdy, game manager, and I don't even like that talk. The game manager, that's not what I'm saying that Purdy is. That's not what I'm saying Mahomes is. That's not what I'm saying there either. What I am saying, if there's anybody out there talking about dink and dunk and can't throw the ball downfield and whatever else, like shut the hell up. Shut the hell up because you don't understand what these two offenses are doing. Now, Patrick Mahomes is one of the strongest arms alive. Brock Purdy does not, but that doesn't define what this is. If I was to tell you one quarterback threw 12 touchdowns and 1 interception on deep passes this year to the common fan across the NFL, then guess what? Almost everybody would be saying, "Oh yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes." But that's the thing. Let's go through just real quick because I kind of want to dive into this a little bit. Brock Purdy, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, deep passes. This year, Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Last year, Patrick Mahomes, same situation. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's it. Let's go back to 2021. 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You have to combine the last 3 seasons of Patrick Mahomes to equal what he did this year, just touchdown passes alone. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's not a slight to Mahomes. He's one of the greatest to ever do it, especially this far in his career. But man, I'm going back to 2020, and I think he won the MVP. He went 13-3, 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Still not what Brock Purdy did. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, it's just crazy to me how narratives get built. 12-1, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. Whew. Yeah, those screens are going to be they're going to be a mess. There's no doubt about that. Paul, Chiefs fans, what's up, Paul Hope? The man says Chiefs fans are very confident ahead of this, and they should be. It's some of the most successful, tenure in these past 4 years of any team in NFL history. 4 Super Bowls in 6 years? That's crazy. They should be confident. But so should the 49ers. And like, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. You answer the call and you feel, you got to do what you got to do. But when you look at, how do I say this? Here we go. Let's go to our resident Eeyore. I love freaking Nick Bosa so much. I was skiing in my Nick Bosa jersey this weekend. Here's him just talking about his mindset and how he feels going into the Super Bowl.
I think it starts today. I think having 2 weeks is really good because you could kind of just ingrain things in your mind game plan wise this week and then just pile on repetitions next week. But yeah, it's just having that mindset and knowing that if I'm going to give everything I've got, I got to be able to get out of the game, and the next guy has to be fresh and ready to do the same.
I freaking love that. Give everything you got. Do whatever you got to do. And they were all asked about like Trent Williams and all that stuff. And here, I'll play that now. Like, that's another thing. You know, the confidence side should be on the Chiefs because they've done it repeatedly. But like, if you're talking about like who's got more on the line, God, listen to, Fred Warner, the leader of this team, talk about Trent Williams.
Or you just know how much this means to him?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all kind of sense how much it means to him, and you can sense it in the way that he speaks to the team. He always talks to the team right before we head out for the game, and and just the emotion that he plays with, the way that he plays, and the emotion he showed after the game, even after winning the NFC Championship, knowing that he has an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. It means a lot to him just because at this point in your career, year 14, having done everything, did all the Pro Bowls, all pros, and all these sorts of things. Like, you want to do something that is going to cement your legacy forever. Like, being able to win a Super Bowl is everything. So I know it means a lot to him.
I mean, there's just a lot. Like, think back to those teams. Think about Patrick Willis. Think about Joe Staley. Think about Frank Gore. And, we had the wonderful opportunity of hanging out with Frank Gore earlier in this year. And it was a dream come true for me. I'll throw this picture up there because it just makes me happy. And hanging out with Frank Gore, which if you've ever been to one of our events where, players come out, Frank's the best. Navarro Bowman's the best. Like, we didn't hold back. We overspent to get these guys up there because I want to create these memories and these experiences for the next fans. The very first event I ever did was just over 4 years ago. It was in Miami with Frank Gore, and it was a dream come true, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. And that launched this into a full-time career and whatever else. But hanging out with Frank Gore and the team and building these memories for fans and seeing kids' faces light up and seeing, all those things, that's huge. And I heard from Frank when we were talking, me, him, and Wayne, about how much he still thinks about that damn Super Bowl that they should have won. It matters. And it matters to these damn players on this team. And the difference is this. If we look back at, the 2019 Super Bowl or, the Colin Kaepernick and all that stuff at hardball years, this team has already been there and experienced defeat. And I think that matters. And somebody in the chat earlier said, they've got the advantage with the head coach. It took Andy Reid 20 years to win his first Super Bowl, and he couldn't do it until he had the best quarterback in the NFL. Kyle Shanahan is in year, 7 or 8? It's different. It's different. And so, back to, this thing is go win this for them. Eric Armstead, Trent, CMC, George Kittle, Tayshaun Gibson. You know what I mean? Like, go win it for them. That's what this is about. And for us as fans, I'm a fan, right? People are always like, oh, you're not objective. I don't want to be objective. I'm my own boss. I want to be a fan. I want to talk to you guys, and I want to enjoy this. That's why we do what we're doing, right? And so I don't know, man. Corey, my man, he says, John, salute. We need this. Yes. Yes. I love this. Eric, glory isn't given, it's taken. You got to go take it. You want to be the best? Beat the best. Beat the best.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.